I don't know if I really consider that a hidden door. Since you have to open it. Either way. Yep, doesn't vibrate anymore, so I had to use the door I was talking about. Okay. Let's look at our inventory real fast. Definitely don't need might-related boots. Don't need regen stuff. Destiny. Codex Destiny. Can't add that to junk. It'd be funny if you could, though. At least I think it'd be funny if you could. Okay, so now our main quest is split. So we can either meet Agarth in Dyden Hill, or we can join Alan Shear in the House of Ballads, which might be what we do, just because I've already been in the House of Ballads and I'd rather clean that up real fast. And King Winston's there, so I can do kind of two birds, one stone deal. I still gotta return these blades. That's at the fishing village right up around the corner. And then it might be some time for the first DLC. I may be wrong, but I don't think the DLC's added any skills to the characters, just like give you more area and a different type of weapon to pursue. But I personally think a new some new skills would have been cool with the DLCs. Supposedly they added a few skills on the Might Tree, I guess, and some others for this expansion, but I haven't seen anything new, at least in the Finesse Tree. Maybe if we get further along, or maybe it's when the next DLC comes out, not sure. But some new skills would be cool. Let's talk to our little friend here.
These are Shine and Shadow? I was sent to recover artifacts of importance, not simple weapons.
What you asked for,
Templars are
dude.
going to think me a fool. How am I to return to them with these?
I mean, if you don't want them.
There's like to be more dignity in returning empty-handed rather than bringing back such a small trinket. If you want them, they're yours.
Thanks.
And I
I'll sell them.
suppose I promise compensation in return for your service. I can't say I'm happy about it, but here's your coin. Now, leave me be.
I never did ask you about yourself.
I'm off to Odessa to bring them the sad news of the expedition.
What do you think of the Etna around here?
Their impudence seems tied to their devotion. From what I can tell, a small number of prominent shamans are rallying them. If someone had a head on their shoulders and a blade, then toppling those shaman would help pacify the area.
I already did. What do you think of the area other than that?
My business is done here. I'm getting out of this horrible place and traveling back to Odessa.
What do you think of the daggers?
I had expected that they might be something like a miniature sun, a battery which held an intense magical reservoir. The Scholia Arcana had theorized about these kinds of objects, but I hoped the gnomes might have discovered them first.
Later, man. You have fun. Okay, so... still plenty of inventory space. Which I do want to go in here and do... Nice thing about the House of Balance is it actually levels you into that zone instead of leveling you outside of it, and you still have to walk into the zone. And you can actually come out of the zone without having to walk out. I'm pretty sure there's something I can sell to in here. Get rid of some of the items I have. Or not. Fate Weaver, Alchemy Bench, a Trainer, Healer, Sage Altar, and a Sage Crafter. We're gonna go to King Winston first. I haven't talked to him in a while.
The hero returns. I am relieved to see you well. What is happening? First Sagril, and now Bloody Bones. These are shocking developments.
I really?
Hallam and I have been discussing what transpired in Uduath. You are needed for a very special quest. A song of your very own. You must travel to the home of Tenwa, also known as the Librarian. It is an important journey, not without its perils.
How is a library perilous? Who is this guy?
I know little about the Librarian. Only that she and Hallam have spent many seasons studying the ebbing tides of magic and how best to preserve our balance. She is an odd creature, quite aloof and reclusive. From what I've heard, she enjoys the scholarly arts of men with all their brittle, ink-stained quirks.
You're sending me someone who's aloof? Why are you sending me to a crazy librarian? Why does it sound like a bad idea? Where's your storyteller?
Do not rouse your mortal worry for Hallam. He has left the court seeking answers to our many questions. He will return in time. If someone is corrupting the songs of this great house, Hallam will find them. He is the storyteller, and he knows our ballads better than anyone.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go to Tenwa's cottage in Haxi. She will be waiting for you. Retrieve a ballad from her collection of fey cairns. It is called The Hero and the Maid. Bring it to me, and guard it with your life. Its worth cannot be measured.
You know any more about this library?
The library is a collection of special lore stone called cairns, in which are kept the greatest of summer court ballads. As long as they are safe, so too are our songs. The library was not Lord Issa's idea, but the inspiration of Hallam the White. He created the cairns and cast the spell that protects them. The world is changing. Everyone knows it, even if some choose not to accept it. Even as summer court magic weakens, our library of lore will remain strong.
Seems like you trust this. Where was the library again?
Her cottage stands in the gap between Yolvan and Haxi, southeast of here. It is an isolated spot, safe.
Okay.
Tenwa is expected.
See you later, King.
Good to see you.
How may I serve the court?
Where's the queen?
How may I help?
Anything new to say,
Hello
Galen?
again, my friend. I believe congratulations are in order. Isn't that how you mortals express appreciation?
Not a bad way. No, you ain't got anything new. Later, man. Where's the queen? I still think something fishy's going on because you have a lady title chick with the queen or with the king and the queen in the first area. Now the queen's not here, but the lady's with the king. I smell suspiciousness. Suspiciousness indeed. Oh yeah, persuasion chick. I'm freaking get more persuasion from
Always
her.
a pleasure to gaze upon your sweet face. Well, how can I make you smile today? Please tell me it's something improper.
She's still so weird. Yep, all training complete. Never mind.
Come back soon.
Fate Weaver and say, yeah, nothing I can do here really.
I am at your service,
Does the
Cyclone.
Sage guy sell?
What would you like? I got. It was nice talking.
It was worth a shot.
Hello.
I wonder if it's night enough to test our theory. If so, I have an idea. Let's go to our junk. Wow. Shine and shadow real fast. So if I'm right. Yeah. Okay, so the color of the blade itself doesn't change. It still stays fiery. But it does change the animation for the ice. Okay. It would have been much cooler if like the actual crescent on it. See what I'm talking about? Like the crescent on the edges, it's orange and kind of flying me. If that turned blue, and if like instead of gold it was like silver or something, that would have been sweet. But I guess it's a little too much effort. Yeah, let's go see what Alan Shear's up to.
Glynel, I assure you it's an ancient codex, just like in the tales.
Is she talking? I haven't even loaded yet? That's a little weird.
Intriguing. And why would such a thing be revealed to a child of dust? Hello? You again? Some advice. A healer never likes to see the same face twice. Farewell, fragile one.
Still think that's good. Healer doesn't like to see the same face twice. I mean, it makes sense. I wouldn't want to see the same face twice if I was a healer too.
Favorite mortal.
Oh yeah, this guy can unbind gems, which your character can do after a certain degree of stuff. Get it further in the sage crafting. I think this is a Karen I should be able to do something with.
And
The
here I'm
Palantir.
beginning to think that you'd never show up. This is Glynel, lawmaster of the House of Ballads. Give the codex over to him, and he may have your answers.
See, I think I've done all this, but who knows? Tell me more about yourself first.
I'm a woman of many talents, and we're all taught that we must use our talents for the greatest good, right?
Do you know anything about this codex?
The Codex of Fate is no simple law stone. It's more subtle and complex than any mortal could comprehend. But a law master of ballads may be able to interpret it.
What do you know about our race?
We are the charmed, the subtle, and the inspired. In happier days, we were the loftiest of the mortal races. We despise open war. But for decades, the Tuatha have been at war with us, pushing into our lands and forcing us to take up arms.
Doesn't sound good. What do you think about the Fate people?
For a long time, they were content to keep to their play of the summer and winter courts. Now we fight Gadflow and the Tuatha for our very existence.
What do you think of Fate?
A close friend once told me, strive to be whatever you want to be. Fate might be a lie, but if it isn't, then worrying about it won't change a thing.
It's a good quote. I like that. What do you think of Gliano?
Glynel's one of the greatest balladeers amongst the Fae, and the most learned lawmaster you'll find outside of Issa. And as it happens, he owes me a favor.
Why don't we just go to Issa then? About the House Ballads.
The Fae do not have a written language, so their tales are their lifeblood, their history, and their future all in one. The House of Ballads is where they enshrine these legends and celebrate them time and again.
Okay. I think it's like a summer court.
The Summer Court, or the Seelie Fae if you prefer, embody the growth and energy of nature, but they can still be as aloof and uncaring as a brutal summer day. The current High King of the Fae is Titarian, the wisest of the Summer Court. While Gadflow has undermined the Winter Court, he tries to keep their cycle in balance.
Seems hard to do. How do you feel about the war raging? Other than the fact that, we don't like open war.
You haven't been around much, have you? The Tuatha have been pressing west from their home in Alabastra. Right now, they're only threatening my people. But if we fall, the Tuatha will turn their eyes to the other mortal races.
Okay. What do you think of the king?
Titarian isn't quite what you'd expect from the High King of Summer. But he hasn't got the arrogance of his cousins, or their cheer. Ever since Gadflow killed the High King of Winter and started the war, Titarian has become distant and melancholy, and blind to the dangers around him.
So Gadflow's not the King of Winter. He killed the King of Winter. Okay. I always thought Gadflow was the king. You have any other thoughts on the Tuatha?
The Tuatha are a radical sect of Fae within the Winter Court, led by Gadflow and his insane rants about their new god. They've taken power and declared war on mortals. They use raw Prismia to enhance their power, and their devotion borders on madness. But the most terrifying thing to the Fae is simply the fact that their siblings have changed so completely.
So what you're saying is they were probably corrupted. Is that true for all of the Winter Court?
The Winter Court, or the Unseelie, embrace the destruction and decay of nature. They aren't evil, but they aren't exactly the best of friends. Normally they share power peacefully with the Summer Court. But since the Tuatha have seized power, there is neither peace nor predictability.
You mentioned Prismir. What is it?
We've known for a long time that Prismir crystals allow us to store and focus magical power. The gnomes use it in their grander inventions, when they can get it. But we have no idea how Gadflow got a hold of so much of it. It makes his Tuatha the most dangerous army I've ever seen.
I need some Prismir. You can make Prismir weapons, but that's later down the line. Okay. This Fae can help me.
Lore Master Glional has devoted centuries to the study of lore and ancient Fae stories. The codex you found isn't just any lore stone. Just talk to him, and I'm sure he'll be able to shed some light on the issue.
Sounds like a plan.
You must be Lady Shear's friend. She speaks very highly of you. An occasion rare enough to be worth recording in its own right. But let's see this codex.
Can you interpret this?
The fabled Codex of Destiny. When the Fate Weavers formed their order, our High King gave his own wisdom to assist them. To have such knowledge in your hands is a tremendous gift, but why did it reveal itself to you?
Because I have no fate.
Nonsense. All children of dust have a story that is written before you see your first dawn. Now, I can only make out some parts, but this is odd. The Codex speaks of an exception, a void, an end to the endless. This is simply too much. The High King would never pawn such absurdity off as wisdom.
Are you going to help me?
I'm afraid I cannot. This simply cannot be the true Codex of Destiny. It must be nothing more than a very impressive forgery. It speaks of impossible things. Changes to fate, death of the immortals, and other heresies. To ascribe these lies to the High King would be treason. I would thank you to take your Codex away from here. I will have no part in these lies.
Okay. What can you tell me about Gadflow?
He is an offense to our people. He upsets the natural order, and his war breaks the cycle. I will speak no more of him.
Definitely a pretty abrupt dude, but at least you speak your mind. Are you sure the Codex is fake?
It's Is there a meaning to it? Only its author can tell you. Do not
Cool.
bother me with such foolishness again.
Let's talk to this lady right here.
Lionel spends his life cherishing old stories, but show him something truly new, and he dismisses it. Tragic.
Is the codex really a forgery?
No, I bet my blades that it's real. Lionel may be a very learned scholar, but it's been ages since he had to learn anything new. Most Fae don't take well to new ideas. If this old fool thinks the High King would never have written the codex, then it's all the more important that the High King see it.
How am I supposed to meet him?
It will be difficult. His court is in the city of Issa. Very few mortals are permitted in its gardens. I do know one individual who can grant you permission to enter, but you'll have to meet him alone.
Why alone?
Nirelem is a private person, and he carries a grudge against me, although perhaps person isn't the right word for him, nor is him. You'll find him in southeast Dalantoth, at Caer Nirelem. Just head towards the giant tree, and, well, you'll see.
Okay, can you tell me more about this guy you're sending me to see?
Nirelem is the oldest living mortal. He remembers the time before even the Fae called these lands home. You should see how they cherish him. He rarely grants an audience to visitors. His tenders say he knows the future as well as the past. It makes him very particular about what he says.
I'm sure. You know any more about the fate? The Codex of Fate.
That codex isn't just a complicated lore stone. It seems to tell a tale most Fae don't want to hear, and created by High King Titarian himself, no less. Interesting.
Which King Titarian? There's more than one. And the title passes down. Anything more about Gadflow other than the fact that he's a Fae but not the king?
None of us could have foreseen the rise of Gadflow and his army, but we should have, and now we're all facing the price.
What about this crazy rude Fae over here?
That old coward. He may have lived 100 heroic lives, but he's lost the moment he faces something truly new. Pathetic.
Well, let's go to Nirelem, I
You'll
guess.
have to meet him on your own. I'd accompany you, but Nirelem and I have our disagreements.
You seem to have disagreements with a lot of people.
Good luck with
Catch you later.
Nirelem, and ignore anything he says about me.
You definitely seem to have disagreements with a fair few. They don't like you much. Question though is why? Okay, so that's way down in the shade. So we have some missions in the shade, and we have some missions for him over here in Dighton Hill. So, I guess the question is, where do we want to go next? Let's look at our other missions. Also, the Ballad's Library is not that far, and I can travel there, so let's do that first. There's a few quests that I want to kind of like move through, sign them all off real fast, and then jump out and go do the first DLC. I'm interested, because I've played that DLC, but it's been a good while, and I've only played it once, so I don't remember a lot of the stuff that happened. So, if I remember correctly, It's pretty cool. Has some really cool creatures and stuff, so it's a little bit different than what we've seen. So it'll break up that stuff. It's gonna be pretty nice.
Hello.
She's glowing.
Welcome. Do come in. You must forgive my lack of hospitality. The Maid of Windermere and her minions have left me in a bit of a situation. Creth and Airmer could offer no remedy, but perhaps your mortal ingenuity will prevail where others have failed.
Who's Creth and Armor?
Surely you know the songs of Sir Creth and Sir Airmer, faithful friends and knight hands who recovered the Sword of Rader. Ah, but it's likely you know them from Two Knights and a Troll. That is certainly their most popular ballad. They were here only moments ago, and I sent them after the villain who did this. My hopes for rescue go with them.
Who are you?
I am Tenwa, formerly a knight of the House of Ballads. Many seasons ago, I was asked to give up my post and come here to work on the Fey Cairns. Hallam has trusted me with protecting the catalogue of legendary summer feats. I guarantee that every song is sung as it should be.
Okay. What about these Echo Stones?
It is a form of magic new to our kind, a creation of our own Hallam the White. It is what he and I have been doing here in the library these past few seasons. Lore stones have become a common magic among the young races. They are readily made, changed, and defiled. We Fae need a new currency of telling, a new way. The Echo Stone and the Fey Cairns are the latest in a series of experiments, as Hallam and I seek a way to protect and perpetuate our greatest songs.
Tell me more about the
They were
cairns.
designed by Father Tair, a mortal, and I worked with Hallam the White to fashion the enchanted cairn shell itself. Quite a discovery they are. It took more than a season to conceive of, and then create the first working cairn, but it has been worth all my efforts. Our songs of summer are safe, for now.
Okay. What about the Maid of Windermere?
She is the Witch Magware, sworn enemy of our great house and enchantress supreme. She will do anything within her power to win the love of our brave King Wenson. As it is now, and as it has always been, she preys upon the wild and stupid to reach her goals. But something is different this time. She is growing ambitious.
She preys on the wild and stupid. Okay. I like that. What about this library?
The Great Collection was commissioned by Lord Issa himself, but it was Hallam the White who championed its creation and who crafted the Fey Cairns. As long as the library and its many cairns remain, the songs of summer will have a place in this world, being sung again and again for an eternity.
So what happened?
The maid paid me a visit this past evening. She and her accomplice, Nyx the Troll, stole my most prized cairns. All that work, and for what? With what I know, I should have expected an attack. Even this imprisonment spell, it is the same she used in the Ballad of Two Knights and a Troll. I can't recall the counterspell, of course, as that cairn was stolen. You must get them back, mortal. All of them. Especially the one you came for.
What's the Ballad of Two Knights and a Troll?
It is a tale of what happens when one wishes to become something he has not. In this case, the subject of the song was Nyx the Troll, a loathsome, pitiful brute. As a jest, the Maid of Windermere enchanted Nyx into believing he was an ordinary man. He attempted to settle in a quaint mortal village to predictable disaster. When the knights Creth and Airmer arrived, they treated him like the man he longed to be. They challenged Nyx to a gentlemanly duel and slew him in fair combat.
What else do you know about the troll?
As in his ballad, Nyx ran when he saw Creth and Airmer arrive. He is clearly under the maid's curse and may be doing her bidding. He ransacked the cottage and made off into the night, his gigantic arm piled high with Fey Cairns. My Fey Cairns.
So how to find the maid?
Her nearest lair is Sunder Caverns, where her minion Nyx makes his home. It is a craggy pit in Haxie, east.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get out of here. Ooh, a lore stone. Cool. pretty decently sized library. Ooh, chest. This is what I think it is. This is what we've been looking for when it comes to books. So some books give you an instant permanent boost. I like it. But they're hard to find, and there's not many of them, I don't think. I could be wrong on that, though. I just don't remember finding many the first time I played. And I definitely don't remember them actually saying what they do.
May the stone sing your song to the ages. May the breath of time remember you. Listen. Listen as the echo stone etches each ballad in memory.
I can play the kern I just picked up.
Hail, we sing of Meropis, last of the water-born isles now gone. Hail, we sing Meropis, majesty our mantle and courage our sign. Hail, we sing Meropis. Death to Ferrara, who wore but lies upon him. Death to the betrayer, whose lust beheld our glory. Death to he who took our beloved treasures and hid them from our eyes. May the treasures of Meropis outlast them. When mountains fall and seas rise up, when all the courts have fallen.
Would you like to start this ballad? Sure. Does it give me a new quest? Oh, it does. Recover treasures. That's kind of cool. I didn't know. I don't remember that at all. Chosen to relive the famous Fey ballad Treasures of Meropis, in which Sir Farrar eluded the legendary treasure chambers of Meropis, the ancient island nation that later sank into the sea. Farrar hid his stolen prizes in bodies of water around Galantarth. Okay. Okay. Let's do this real fast. There's one up by Waterhall Down. And then, yes, let's go grab that one first. Let's go there real fast. Literally in the water. What's the easiest way to get there? Guess we'll have to go this way. Okay.